So the land health monitoring program here at the Jornada is geared around helping agencies like the Bureau of Land Management get the data that they need to make their management decisions based on the actual condition and trend of the land. Public lands in the United States are really an incredible resource, and people use them or can take advantage of those in lots of different ways. We tend to think a lot of times about the direct ways in which we use public lands, like for livestock grazing or for recreation and for hunting. But these public lands also provide, an immense services to people through, the ability to clean air and clean water, to prevent sort of flooding and erosion, and so it's a whole host of services that our public lands provide to us. So the Bureau of Land Management is charged with stewarding and managing public lands, and they are charged with monitoring and managing for the healthy sort of condition of those lands. The challenge that we've had with past monitoring efforts is that there wasn't any consistency in terms of the data that were collected and the indicators that were measured, and that really prevented us from being able to merge data sets together and to leverage a lot of the effort that's going on monitoring public lands. So the Assessment Inventory Monitoring Program, or the AIM program within the Bureau of Land Management, is their national level program to set standard and consistent approaches to collecting and using monitoring data across scales within the BLM. And what that allows us to do is to take data from, say, two completely separate programs. Maybe it was one data was collected for grazing management, and another set of data that was collected for more of a watershed assessment. But because they were collected using the same techniques and looking at the same indicators, we can merge those data sets together now. And that is really one of the biggest contributions that I think we've made in the last couple of years for land health monitoring. So new technologies have really enabled this modern approach to monitoring that we've taken with the BLM and the development of their AIM program. And it's really manifested itself in a couple of ways. The first is the use of mobile technologies for the sort of collecting and recording the data in the field, and that allows us to roll data up instantly into, or in near real time, to these sort of large national level databases and data sets, so that the data are captured and that they're usable in a much quicker time frame than has been available in the past. The other way that technology really comes into play for the AIM monitoring program is through the use of remote sensing, and that can be anything like using quadcopters or other sorts of unmanned aerial vehicles to collect super high resolution photos and images of the ground that we can use to make measurements of areas that maybe we couldn't get to in the field. Or it could be the use of broad-scale satellite imagery to estimate cover of weeds or cover of sagebrush across large swaths of rangelands in the West. We've developed a lot of these land health monitoring principles and applications in partnership with the Bureau of Land Management, as well as the Natural Resource Conservation Service. And those are the two agencies where I think we've made the most headway in achieving this consistent vision or this vision of consistent and scalable monitoring. There's tremendous opportunity to sort of take that concept to the next level and look at further extending these ideas of consistent core monitoring indicators and methods and scalable sample design, extending that to other federal land management agencies like the Forest Service or the Park Service or U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. And as we do that, then we would truly be able to do kind of nationwide assessments of condition and trend of natural resources.